वो स्क्रॉल नहीं हो रहा था। अच्छा जी, तो स्क्रॉल करना पड़ रहा होगा। देखो, जिसकी 25 से कम स्पीड आई है उसको ज़रूर अपने ऊपर काम करना चाहिए, और जिसकी एक्यूरेसी इसमें 95 से कम आई है उसको भी काम करना चाहिए। हालांकि जो मेरी एक्सपेक्टेशंस होती है इस तरह वालों से ये होती है कि वो तो आप 90%, 98% प्लस रखो डी ग्रेड अगर आपको क्वालिफाई करना है, और जो नॉर्मल का टेस्ट होते हैं उनमें 35 के आसपास स्पीड हो। ये टेस्ट का कंटेंट ठीक ठाक लेवल का था, तो आपकी स्पीड उसी हिसाब से डाउन भी आई है। और अगर सी टारगेट कर रहे हो तो आपकी स्पीड 40 प्लस होनी चाहिए, 45 के आसपास होनी चाहिए, और एक्यूरेसी 100% होनी चाहिए। टाइपिंग को भी उतनी ही कंसंट्रेशन या फोकस के साथ लेके चलते हैं एग्जाम तक का, जितनी फोकस आप स्टेनो कर रहे हो। सपोज आपका टाइपिंग में एक्यूरेसी लेवल 90% है और आप स्टेनो में आप एक भी वर्ड नहीं छोड़ रहे, तो भी 10% एरर तो ऐसे ही कर रहे हो। और ऐसा तो हो ही नहीं सकता कि स्टेनो में एरर ना हो एक भी परसेंट, 1-1.5% तो एरर हो ही जाती है। एनवायरनमेंट के चलते अगर भले ही बहुत परफेक्शन से लिखा जाए तो भी 100% नहीं लिखा जाता, 1%, 1-1.5% रन होना कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है। तो हम कोशिश करते हैं कि टाइपिंग में कोई भी एरर ना करें। तो एटलीस्ट जब तक का एग्ज़ाम है दिन में एक टेस्ट जरूर लगा लियो, और फोकस हो गए, अपने आप को पूरा फोकस महसूस करके। अब आप करने के क्या, मैं आपको जो असाइनमेंट दूंगा उसकी मैं डिक्टेशन आपको अभी बोलूँगा। पहले ये असाइनमेंट की डिक्टेशंस आपकी सॉफ्टवेयर में भी है और आप नोट पर भी टाइप कर सकते हो। जो कंटेंट है ये प्रेसिडेंट की स्पीच है, और इस स्पीच की सबसे अच्छी बात ये होती है इसके अंदर मोस्टली वर्ड कवर हो जाते हैं जो आपको नए लगने वाले होते हैं। जैसे इसके अंदर प्रवासी भारतीय दिवस या डायसोपोरा एक वर्ड आता है, प्रधानमंत्री वगैरह के नाम आ जाते हैं इसके अंदर, कोई स्पेस आ जाता है, फेस्टिवलिटी आ जाती है, बनारस या वाराणसी वगैरह आ जाता है, संगम आ जाता है, न्यूजीलैंड, नॉर्वे, स्किल रूट वगैरह का जिक्र, जो भी लेटेस्ट बात होती है या जो भी लेटेस्ट कंटेंट है वो सारा ही आएगा। ये वर्ड आपको सारे बनाने आते हैं, बस हम इनको रूटीन बेसिस पे यूज़ नहीं करते, ना ये रूटीन बेसिस की तरह स्टार्ट होते हैं। इस वीकेंड पे दे रहा हूँ, मतलब आज मैं डिक्टेशन बोल रहा हूँ इसकी 6 डिक्टेशन अब बोलूँगा और 5 में नेक्स्ट वाले बैच पे बोलूँगा। इन दोनों के सेट को आपको फिर चॉइस से आप जाकर टाइप करना चाहो टाइप कर लेना, फिर उसके बाद में कल आप ये सेट पूरा कंप्लीटली फिल करेंगे प्रॉपरली, फिर उसकी डिक्टेशन लेंगे, उसके बाद परसों उस मंडे को आते ही सबमिट करेंगे। बाकी टाइम पे हम रूटीन बेसिस रखेंगे जो हम चल रहे हैं उसे कंटिन्यू करें। नेक्स्ट पे मैं आपको एग्रीकल्चर के कंटेंट को दोबारा से बोलूँगा, ताकि आप इन दोनों कंटेंट से लास्ट में रखूँगा कॉन्वोकेशन वगैरह का कोई भी, ताकि आपका थोड़ा सा पास से हटके चीज़ें तैयार हो जाए। इनको सभी को करना है, कंपलसरी है, आप मंडे तक का सबमिट करेंगे। इसके अलावा कॉमन वर्ड का पार्ट 2D जरूर कर लें, उसका कंटेंट अच्छा है, काफ़ी अच्छा है। रेडी, लिखेंगे, साथ साथ लिखते जाएंगे, क्विट नहीं करेंगे। स्टार्ट इट। I am delighted to be amongst you at the closing session of the 15th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention. I have met some of you in different parts of the world, but to be with you on this occasion is indeed special. The august presence of our chief guest, Prime Minister Jagannath, makes it even more so and attests to the unique ties that we share with Mauritius. I am happy to have conferred the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman on 30 members of our diaspora. We value your committed efforts to promote India and to work for the welfare of Indian community abroad. You have indeed been a living bridge between us and the outside world. I congratulate each one of you for this stellar contribution. As you know, India has been a land of festivities, celebrations, and human excellence for centuries. Its culture, fabric, and ethos have been enriched with each passing phase of its history. And to that, we added a new chapter when we embarked on a journey to connect and embrace our brothers and sisters around the world. That was in 2003 when we held the first Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, and the man behind this vision was our then Prime Minister Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. We lost him recently, but his thought and wisdom continue to guide the nation. The 15th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas celebration is special and for several reasons. This year, we are making the 1/5th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, whom we consider our greatest Pravasi, and in whose honor we have chosen 9th January as the Indian Diaspora Day to be celebrated each year. It is also the first time that we are hosting this festivity in Varanasi, a city which is so much part of our lives, our thought, our beliefs, our music and dance, and our spirituality. And as we talk of Varanasi, there is yet another facet that we must recollect. The ghats of this ancient city and its surroundings have been witness to one of the most poignant epochs of our diasporic history. For Prime Minister Jagannath and many others whose forefathers hailed from a place not far from here, this visit would indeed be a special one. In a sense, in this convention hall, the journey undertaken centuries ago has come a full circle today. There would still be others who would find it fulfilling to connect to their roots through the eclectic ethos of this timeless city. From here, many of you would be traveling to the Kumbh to be blessed by the Sangam, and days later you would witness the onward march of our republic as a modern nation. I am sure we could not have asked for a more joyous festival. I hope you enjoy every moment of it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in an age of rapid changes. The youth is in the forefront of these developments. I am happy that we had a special focus on the youth in this festival. We must listen to them and to their ideas to make our bonds deeper and stronger. I am pleased that two of the youngest diaspora leaders, Mr. Himanshu Gulati, Member of Parliament from Norway, and Mr. Kanwaljit Singh Bakshi, Member of Parliament from New Zealand, participated in this convention as special guests at the Youth Pravasi Divas. Ladies and gentlemen, the Indian diaspora is among the largest in the world, and its history as rich and diverse as the diaspora itself. In the hoary past, our ancestors traveled to Southeast Asia as merchants and as monks. Much later, many lived and prospered as traders and entrepreneurs along the ancient Silk Route. And more than a century ago, under the indenture system, we witnessed millions of our people crossing the seven seas. The world has moved a long way since for our diaspora. You are commanding global heights today while embracing your cultural ethos and diversities, and while you do so, you must also preserve and strengthen your unity as a community. Your success and hard work have set an example which many want to emulate. The communities that you live in count on your enterprise and skills. The countries that you reside in are proud of your citizenship, and the world at large turns to your ingenuity when faced with intractable challenges. We count each one of you as our cultural ambassador. You are the face of India and its identity abroad. We are indeed proud of you and your achievements. But what really makes your contributions stand out are the values that you espouse and live for. These are values that intrinsically remain Indian, drawn from millennia of thought and progress, and which are firmly enshrined in our age-old belief of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that is, the world is one family. 801 वर्ड है और 100 की स्पीड है, और आप नेक्स्ट लिखेंगे 80 के आसपास. फुल स्टॉप वगैरह गैप लगाएंगे जहां पर गैप आएगा. स्टार्ट इट. Ladies and gentlemen, the last few years have seen a sea change in the way we engage our people abroad. Under the leadership of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, India has worked hard to connect its 1.3 billion people with its 31 million strong diaspora. New programs have been established to bring Indians and Indian origin people living abroad closer to our hearts and minds. Projects such as the Know India program and the Bharat Ko Janiye Quiz have instilled our youth with a new sense of confidence in their motherland. They want to strengthen their connect with India for emotional and cultural reasons, but increasingly for other persuasive reasons too. The breakthroughs happening in India in the fields of innovation, research, startups, and digital revolution are attracting people from far and wide. To give this pull a concrete shape, we have started Experience the Scientific India program for our young diaspora scientists. We want them to become a bridge between us and the world so that we can cross-pollinate and enrich each other. And while giving a new meaning to our umbilical connect, we have also taken measures to improve the ease of travel and the ease of living abroad for our people. Today, under the able guidance of our External Affairs Minister Srimati Sushma Swaraj. Our embassies and consultates are available 24/7 to help those in need. We have brought the benefits of the digital world to their doorstep through e-visa, passport app, Madrid and e-migrate platforms. Likewise, we have employed social media tools from Twitter to Facebook to reach out and help. Our visa, passport and OCI services have been made flexible for the benefit of many. For our professionals, we have entered into social security agreements with a large number of countries so that their financial contributions are protected. And for our migrant workers, we have started skilling programs and pre-departure training to enhance their income and to ensure their well-being. At the same time, we remain deeply committed to the safety and security of the Indian community abroad. In the last 4 years, our government has rescued over 90,000 Indians caught in political strife or natural disasters. We have also facilitated the return of over 94,000 Indians during amnesty schemes in the Gulf countries. As a result of these actions and assurances, our diaspora has a new confidence in the country and in the government. Ladies and gentlemen, India is going through a transformation of unprecedented scale. The Indian story today is one of inclusive and progress. From economic growth to economic reforms, from women emancipation to women empowerment, from health for all to total sanitation, and from space mission to digital revolution, we are leading the way on many fronts. Our socio-economic achievements are helping the sustainable development goals and our growth powering the global economic engine. We have put ourselves in the forefront of the fourth industrial revolution, and through the International Solar Alliance, we are leading the world in combating climate change. India today is a land of billion ideas. India today is a land of billion opportunities. I invite each one of you to become a part of India's growth story, which is being etched by its billion minds. We want to leverage your technology, know-how and investment to power our Make in India, Digital India, Clean India and Skill India programs. We count on your convening strength to encourage people to visit India as knowledge providers and as tourists. And we want more and more of you to connect with your ancestral villages and towns. We want to change the brain drain of yesterday to brain gain of today. I once again call upon you to contribute and partner us in the new India that we are committed to build and to become a part of India's history in making. With these words, I thank you for making the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas a success. I wish all of you a prosperous and enriching year ahead, and I eagerly look forward to your participation in the Republic Day parade. Dear fellow citizens, my greetings to all of you on the eve of our 70th Republic Day. This is an occasion to commemorate the values of our democracy and republic. This is an occasion to reaffirm our commitment to liberty, fraternity, and equality across our society and among all our citizens. And above all, this is an occasion to celebrate India and the spirit of being Indian. Every Republic Day is precious, and every day in the life of our Republic is precious. Yet, this year is a little extra special. On October 2, we will mark the 150th birth of Mahatma Gandhi, who led us and who inspired oppressed societies in Asia, Africa, and elsewhere to freedom from colonial rule. Gandhiji remains the moral compass of our republic. His teachings are still the touchstone to measure our policies and initiatives. His 150th anniversary is not for Indian alone. It is a joy to be shared with the world. ये 80 की स्पीड थी, 835 वर्ड थे. देखो इसके अंदर जो आपने वर्ड कवर किए वो सब लेटेस्ट वर्ड हैं, काफ़ी रिसेंटली यूज़ होते हैं. एक इसमें पासपोर्ट ऐप आया था जिसको बोला था मैडेड, MADAD कैपिटल लेटर में यूज़ होता है, MADAD. OCI मैंने अलग से कैपिटल में बोला ही था. ई वीज़ा आएगा तो E-वीज़ा यूज़ करेंगे, ई कैपिटल में यूज़ करेंगे. बाकी डिजिटल इंडिया, क्लीन इंडिया सब आपने बना लिए होंगे. नेक्स्ट लिखेंगे. ये प्रेजेंट स्पीच का सेकंड नंबर है. ये असाइनमेंट में अभी आपको दूंगा सभी को. टाइप के लिए प्रेजेंट स्पीच के नाम से मिल जाएगा. उसमें 44 के सारे हैं, लेकिन मैं अभी 11 ही पेज दूंगा आपको, 11 असाइनमेंट दूंगा. उसमें 44 के सारे 40 के 40 अपलोड है. सॉफ्टवेयर में भी टाइप कर सकते हो और चाहो तो नोटपैड में भी टाइप कर सकते हो. अगर नोटपैड में टाइप करेंगे आप, इस कंटेंट से आप क्रॉस चेक कर लेंगे जो आपके हाथ में कंटेंट होगा. रेडी, स्टार्ट इट. A few weeks after Gandhiji's birthday on November 26, we will mark the 70th anniversary of the adoption of our Constitution. This enlightened and far-reaching document laid the foundations of our republic. It was the work of men and women of principle and patriotism, the members of the Constituent Assembly. In particular, we recall the role of Baba Saheb Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, who chaired the drafting committee. In his honor and in our Constitution's honor, the nation will celebrate Constitution Day this year in an appropriate manner. The values that shaped Indian independence and that continue to shape our republic, the values inculcated in our democracy and our Constitution, are also the values that uphold the supremacy of the people of India. This year, the people of India, each one of us, have another responsibility of voting in the general election and electing the 70th Lok Sabha, the ideas and idealism of our democracy will come into full force. Once more, as we do every 5 years, voters will deliver their verdict and write their destiny. This year's election will be the first when voters born in the 21st century will contribute to electing a new Lok Sabha. An election is not just a political exercise. An election is a collective call to wisdom and a collective call to action. It represents a renewal and a recommitment to the goals and hopes of a shared and egalitarian society. It represents the diverse and yet singular urges of the people and the Republic of India. This makes the very act of voting a sacred act. Please perform this act. Who the voter chooses to vote for is up to him or her. I would only request all eligible voters to go out and vote. Our country is at a key juncture. In some respects, this is as critical and formative a period as the late 1940s and early 1950s. Decisions and actions of today will shape the India of the remainder of the 21st century. As such, this is not just a once in a generation movement, it is a once in a century movement. Having said that, let us remember that this election is only a milestone in the journey towards fulfilling the aspirations of our people and building a developed India. India is at the doorstep of eliminating extreme poverty for the first time in memory. A program of universal and equitable healthcare has begun to be rolled out. Affordable medicines and medical devices and implants are becoming a reality for more and more sections of our people. A greater number of Indians than ever previously have access to proper housing with modern sanitation and electricity. Connectivity in the form of ports and inland waterways, upgraded railways and new metro services, national highways and rural roads, cost-effective air services to the interiors of India, and of course the surge in mobile phones and data access is bringing us together as never before. India has been united and integrated. Now it is being networked. Leapfrogging technologies and leapfrogging enlightenment are empowering our farmers and equipping our soldiers. They are enabling our traditionally deprived fellow citizens and educating our daughters and our sons. They are exciting the entrepreneurial energies and the infectious startup culture that has made our younger generation and our India the focus of world attention and admiration. Fellow citizens, in my travels across the country and my engagements with all sections of our society, I have sensed appreciation for such efforts and such hard-won advance. This is more so in the perception of senior generations that have lived through and strived to overcome the shortage economy. In area after area, commodity after commodity, we have converted difficulty into availability. We have done this step by step and year by year. And yet, whether in food grains or LPG cylinders, telephone connections, or even the ability to get a passport, change is apparent and change is visible. In many cases, technology has been a force multiplier, and in all cases, inclusiveness has been a moral multiplier. No conception of India's development can be complete without a salute to our spirit of inclusiveness, of access and opportunity for all, of an expansion and an embrace of those whom we consider our own. This country belongs to each of us and to all of us, every group and every community, every region and every identity. It belongs to every citizen and every individual. India's pluralism is its greatest strength and its greatest example to the world. The Indian model rests on a tripod of diversity, democracy, and development. We cannot choose one above the other. We must have all three, and we will have all three. The best indicator of social change in India is change towards gender equity and towards providing equal opportunities under conditions of equality to every girl, child, and every woman. In my experience, when given the chance, our daughters tend to not just equal but outperform our sons in the classroom. Young women in our country are moving ahead in every field, from academics to the creative arts, from sports to the armed forces. There is no stopping and no hesitation in this process. It is the route to India's future. 865 वर्ड है, 95 to 100 की स्पीड है. ये प्रेजेंट स्पीच का 3 नंबर है. कम पे लिखेंगे स्पेस के साथ. Started. Start. These are guiding principles for us at home as well as abroad. These are guiding principles that shape India's global approach, whether in peacekeeping, climate change, mitigation, development, partnerships, or humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. These are earning India a new respect in the international system. These are the principles I would stress that are at the root of our republic. Our republic's vision is that of reaching democratic goals by democratic means, pluralistic goals by pluralistic means, enlightened goals by enlightened means, inclusive goals by inclusive means, compassionate goals by compassionate means, and constitutional goals by constitutional means. May those principles always illuminate our path. After all, we the people gave ourselves this constitution, and we the people are the custodians and upholders of its principles. With those words, I once again wish all of you a happy Republic Day. It is an honor for me to welcome you, Mr. President and Madam First Lady, on your first state visit to India. Your visit comes at a very special moment. We are celebrating the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi and the 100th birth anniversary of Nelson Mandela. For our two leaders who walked parallel political pathways, this coincidence could not bring a sharper focus on the shared legacy they have left behind for us and for the entire humanity. And as we talk of their lives, I must recall what Mahatma Gandhi said while leaving South Africa for good, and this subcontinent has become to me a scared and dear land next only to my motherland. I leave the shores of South Africa with a heavy heart, and the distance that will now separate me from South Africa will but draw me closer to it, and its welfare will always be a matter of great concern. These prophetic words, Mr. President, have continued to guide us as we work to enhance and deepen our special friendship and our strategic partnership. Mahatma Gandhi and Nelson Mandela belong not just to India and South Africa, but to the entire world. To commemorate the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, we have launched an artificial limb fitment program, India for Humanity. In doing so, we are inspired by his universal message and as much by the South African spirit of Ubuntu, that is, the spirit, humanity, and compassion towards others. Mr. President, our economic partnership is a key pillar of our relationship. Indian industry is much enthused by your economic policies and approach. On our part, we have undertaken path-breaking economic reforms to attract international businesses and to propel our growth. We invite South African companies to partner us in Make in India, Digital India, Clean India, and Smart City programs. And we invite new age stakeholders from innovators to incubators, from startups to serial entrepreneurs to join our partnership. We must also work to capitalize on the opportunities posed by the fourth industrial revolution. The digital world has much to offer to our people. I am happy that soon we would be able to share with you and with other countries in Africa the benefits of our telemedicine and tele-education programs, E-Vidya Bharati and E-Arogya Bharati. Mr. President, your rainbow nation has a colorful slice of India and our multicultural fabric, several weaves of South Africa, from coinsign to cricket and from babooti to biryani, there is much that our people share and relish. Let us continue to celebrate our shared heritage and our values. Mr. President, I offer my warm congratulations to South Africa as you now sit on the United Nations Security Council for the third time. We will work with you to make the UN more effective, more equitable, and more reflective of today's realities. We will also work together for a just, representative, and democratic global order that has a voice and a role for 1/3 of humanity that lives in Africa and India. On that promising note, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to join me in raising a toast to the good health and well-being of President Ramaphosa and Dr. Motsepe, the continued progress and prosperity of the people of South Africa, and the everlasting friendship between India and South Africa. Honorable members, it gives me immense pleasure to address the joint sitting of the two houses of Parliament. In the annals of our democracy, 2019 is an important milestone. We, the people of India, are celebrating the 1/5th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, this year. 30th April this year will also mark 100 years of the tragic mass race at Jallianwala Bagh. On behalf of the entire nation, I borrow to pay tribute to all those martyrs who sacrificed their lives for a bright future for us. This year, our country will also celebrate the 70th anniversary of the Constitution Day. It is in this historic central hall that the illustrious architects of our Constitution had sculpted the Constitution of India. This year, we are also celebrating the 550th birth anniversary of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, who taught us to lead our lives with the spirit of service and goodwill. 846 वर्ड है, 80 की स्पीड है. ये प्रेजेंट स्पीच का 4 नंबर है. वर्डों का कॉम्बिनेशन डिफरेंट और अच्छा है अगर आप लेटेस्ट वर्ड करें से आते हैं. दोनों ही नाम यूज़ किए गए, महात्मा गांधी भी, नेल्सन मंडेला भी, और मोस्टली दोनों ही नाम का जिक्र आ जाता है अक्सर. आप लिखेंगे, लास्ट 2 लिखेंगे, एक 100 पे, एक 80 पे. रेडी? Start it. I am glad that our country is following the dreams of Gandhiji to build an inclusive society based on ethics and principles. Our nation is moving ahead guided by the ideals of social and economic justice as enshrined in the Constitution by Baba Saheb Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. The efforts of my government clearly reflect a belief in an egalitarian society as espoused by Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, the torchbearer of public conscience against the politics of exploitation. Honorable members, prior to the 2014 general election, the country was passing through a phase of uncertainty. After the elections, my government assumed charge and vowed to build a new India with no place for imperfect, corrupt, and inertia-ridden systems. From day one, the mission of my government, based on transparency, was to improve the lives of our citizens, to eradicate their difficulties owing to poor governance, and to make sure that the benefit of public services research reach the lowest strata of the society. The targets of my government were determined by countless and helpless faces, such as that poor mother who cooked in a smoke-filled kitchen, that helpless sister who was compelled to postpone her own treatment due to financial worries despite serious illness, that daughter who had to wait the whole day until the cover of darkness for going to the toilet, that child who was compelled to wait for daylight to study because there was no electricity, that farmer who was caught in the anxiety of repaying his loan while watching his crops damaged by hailstorm, that youth who was unable to earn his livelihood because no bank would lend to him. These very thoughts have shaped the schemes of my government. These ideas of Deen Dayal Upadhyay's Antyodaya have been the touchstone of my government's work. In the last 4.5 years, my government has infused new hope and confidence among the people of the country, enhanced the country's image, and has effectively brought in social and economic change. As a result, my government has been able to win immeasurable affection and trust of the people. The main goal of my government is to improve the life of every Indian. Honorable members, for an inclusive and modern development of our country, it needs to be ensured that not a single family is deprived of fundamental needs. My government, which is sensitive to needs of the common people and understands their pain, has prioritized provision of basic amenities, addressed health concerns of the people, and implemented the government schemes at an unprecedented pace after restructuring them. Espousing universal compassion towards all, Lord Baswana said, that is, kindness is the basis of all faiths. Every human being must possess affection and kindness in his heart for all living beings. Lack of toilets had forced crores of Indians, especially our daughters and daughters-in-law, to lead an undignified and unhealthy life. Under the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, more than 9 crore toilets have been constructed. It is the outcome of this mass movement that coverage of rural sanitation that was less than 40% in 2014 has increased to 98%. According to an assessment, because of the toilets built, numerous poor persons have been spared of various kind of disease and more than 3 lakh lives have been saved. In the year of the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, we must remember that we have resolved in his memory to achieve Swachh Bharat by 2nd October. Honorable members, many of our mothers, sisters, and daughters used to suffer from various illness because of smoke-filled kitchens, which also affected health of the entire family, and much of their effort and time were spent in collecting firewood. My government has provided more than 6 crore cooking gas connections to such sisters and daughters under the Ujjwala Yojana. Even after decades of efforts, there were only 12 crore gas connections in the country in 2014. In a short period of last 4.5 years, 13 crore families have been provided gas connections. We are fully aware that the burden of expenditure on medical treatment further impoverishes the poor families. My government, which emphasizes with this pain, has launched the Ayushman Bharat Yojana last year. Under the world's biggest healthcare scheme, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Abhiyan, 50 crore poor are eligible for availing treatment up to rupees 5 lakh per year per family in case of a serious illness. In a short period of 4 months, more than 10 lakh poor have already availed free treatment from hospitals under this scheme. The endeavor of my government has also been on reducing the burden of out-of-pocket expenses on medical care for the poor and the middle class. Under Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana, 4,900 Jan Aushadhi centers have already been opened in more than 600 districts. More than 700 different medicines are being dispensed at low cost in these centers. 831 वर्ड है और ये 5 नंबर है और स्पीड इसकी 100 की है. 80 पे लिखेंगे. लास्ट लिखेंगे, इसके बाद फिर नेक्स्ट वाले में नेक्स्ट लिखेंगे, इच्छा हो जाएगी. Ready? Started. Similarly, reduction in the cost of cardiac stents has resulted in an annual saving of about rupees 4,600 crore to the poor and middle class. Reduction in cost of knee replacement has led to an annual saving of about rupees 1,500 crore. My government has provided the facility of dialysis free of cost to those suffering from kidney disease. This has resulted in a saving of more than rupees 2,000 per session for these people. In addition, for a premium of just 1 rupee a month under Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana and 90 paise a day under Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, as many as 21 crore poor brothers and sisters have been provided with insurance coverage. An assistance of rupees 2 lakh in the event of an untoward incident is made available to them under both the schemes. By disbursing more than rupees 3,100 crore under these schemes till now, my government has supported the people in their times of difficulty. My government is also striving hard to alleviate the challenge of malnutrition among poor women and children. My government has launched the National Nutrition Mission for persons suffering from malnutrition and to eliminate the factors responsible for malnutrition. Mission Indradhanush has been launched by the government to provide immunization facilities to children and pregnant women living in remote and tribal areas. As a result, the country has moved rapidly towards the target of universal immunization. Be it cities or villages, the government is working at a fast pace to strengthen the healthcare related infrastructure. New medical colleges are being set up by the government, district hospitals are being upgraded, and wellness centers are being established in all major panchayats of the country. From Madurai in Tamil Nadu to Pulwama in Jammu and Kashmir, and from Rajkot in Gujarat to Kamrup in Assam, new aims are being established. Government is setting up new Ayurveda science institutes and encouraging yoga for physical and mental well-being. To address the shortage of doctors in rural areas, 31,000 new seats have been added in medical education in the last 4 years. Honorable members, when my government set a target that by 2022, when the nation celebrates 75th anniversary of its independence, no family would remain homeless, many wondered how this would be possible. While completing the houses under the earlier scheme, the government has also fast-tracked the construction of houses across cities and villages under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana in an unprecedented manner. In the last 4.5 years, 1 crore and 30 lakh homes have been constructed under the rural housing schemes of the government, whereas in the 5 years preceding 2014, only 25 lakh houses had been constructed. This five-fold increase in the speed of construction of houses and handing over the house keys to the poor is rapidly transforming the destiny of the poor and the rural landscape. Similarly, buying or building a house in the cities has become easier for the common person. The dream of building one's own home had become difficult for a normal family to achieve due to black money and rising costs. By enacting RERA law, my government has ensured that construction of houses is completed and they are handed over to the buyers as scheduled so that the hard-earned money of buyers does not get stuck. After enactment of this law, about 35,000 real estate projects have been registered where lakhs of houses are being constructed and handed over to families. Under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, the government is also giving interest subsidy of 6.5% to the persons belonging to low income group. According to an estimate, an individual taking a home loan of rupees 20 lakh for 20 years would get a benefit of about rupees 6 lakh. By providing electricity connection to every household, my government is illuminating the life of each person. In 2014, there were more than 18,000 villages which had no electricity connection. Today, every village has been electrified. Under Pradhan Mantri Saubhagya Yojana, 2 crore and 47 lakh homes have been provided electricity connection. Now, India is rapidly moving on the path where every home is electrified and no poor household will be forced to live in darkness. My government is working hard towards realization of the dreams and aspirations of all the sections. By decreasing the burden of income tax and keeping rate of inflation under control, government has created new opportunities for expanding the savings of the middle class. The effort of the government is to increase the income of the hard working middle class and provide avenues for investment to further augment their incomes. Honorable members, when the nation was fortunate to have a visionary and compassionate Prime Minister in Atal Bihari Vajpayee, who also understood the pain of the poor, several new departments and ministries were created and new programs were launched. A separate ministry for the Northeast, a ministry for welfare of the tribals, Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, and connecting the nation through golden quadrilateral were singular contributions of Atalji. He undertook a grand initiative to eliminate the widespread disparities prevailing in the country. 860 वर्ड है, 80 to 85 की स्पीड है और ये प्रेजेंट स्पीच का 6 नंबर है. सेट आप ले लेंगे, जिसको टाइप करना करेंगे. रोल नंबर मुझे बोलते जाओ, सेट ले लो इसको. सब रोल नंबर लिख लेंगे इस पर, अपना रोल नंबर लिखो सब पे, इस पर उधर पास करो. जो बचेंगे मुझे वापस कर दो. ये आपको कल कंप्लीट करना है. एक सेट इसके जो बाकी बचे हुए डिक्टेशंस है, मैं सेकंड वाले बैच में इसको डिक्टेट कर दूंगा. तब तक आप बैठ के क्वेश्चन लिखकर नोटपैड पे टाइप कर सकते हो, नहीं तो सॉफ्टवेयर पे टाइप कर सकते हो. दोनों में इसकी कंटेंट अवेलेबल है. और जो चेक करेंगे इससे चेक कर सकते हो. ये प्रेजेंट स्पीच का 6 नंबर था. बाकी जो बची हुई 5 डिक्टेशंस है मैं सेकंड बैच में अभी डिक्टेट करूंगा. तब तक आप इसको टाइप करेंगे या फिर अपना टाइपिंग सेट करना कुछ करेंगे. सबके लिए कंपलसरी है, ये मंडे तक सबमिट करना है भाई सबको. रोल